Hello, my fam. Perez Hilton here, and I love anybody named Kardashian or Jenner. Sincerely, not ironically. I thank them, I celebrate them because they are so good for business. They give me content after content after content. It is a well that never dries up. Today, we are really going in on everything Kylie Jenner, Travis Scott, and now Tyga. But first, I'm going to say it. I'm not usually into conspiracy theories. That's my podcast co-host, Chris Booker. He's into conspiracy theories. But part of me thinks that all this drama with Kylie and Travis Scott is just for publicity. Does anybody else think that? Let me tell you why. I know that Travis Scott is releasing a new song this Friday. It's called Highest in the Room. So the timing of this all, coincidence or not? The fact that Kylie also now is hanging out with Tyga, allegedly just platonically, coincidence or not? That Kris Jenner works harder than you know who, the guy downstairs. For those of you curious, my t-shirt says Free Winona. And despite the fact that I had some cookie dough last night, it still fits. And this is from college. I love it. Yeah, I'm a pack rat. I still have clothes from college. I had this custom made. This I did not have custom made. Look at this beauty. It says, I'm trying to be awesome today, but I am exhausted from being so freaking awesome yesterday. This was a gift from the legendary Fram member, Whitney Mixon. So thank you, Whitney. I drink to you, and these glasses are by Privé Revaux, a sponsor of my podcast. I love these because they're stylish and they hide the bags under my eyes. Kris Jenner knows that she needs to up the ante in order to get Keeping Up with the Kardashians renewed for the price that she wants it to be renewed. Because the ratings are not there, at least not this last cycle. I mean, maybe it's all true. We talk about this on my podcast, which just came out today. We do 2 a week, and my whole rap on it, if you haven't heard the podcast yet, is, Kylie, like Khloe Kardashian, knew what she signed up for. She knew Travis Scott is a rapper, just like Tristan Thompson is a basketball player. 2 men who are constantly on the road, who have groupies, and these women aren't your ordinary girlfriend or baby mama. They are very successful running businesses. They're not constantly on the road with their man. If you're a traditional basketball wife or hip hop girlfriend, you may want to keep your guy on a short leash if you want your relationship to last. Or maybe they don't. Maybe not everybody is like this, but I don't have much sympathy for Kylie Jenner. I have empathy for her. Empathy and sympathy are 2 different things. And she's not sitting around at home moping. You may have heard Kylie Jenner had a girls' night out in Los Angeles. And it is confirmed, it's not just speculation, she ended up hanging out with Tyga. And this is the most hilarious thing. E! News, home of the Kardashians, claimed that it wasn't meant as a dig at Travis Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, my fam, if you are Travis Scott and you read, or if Kylie texts you by any chance, although I doubt she texted him, if your brain all of a sudden has to compute, oh wow, my baby mama is hanging out with her ex-boyfriend, I'm Travis Scott. I'm hurt. I'm pissed. I'm gonna want to go around and be public with my side chick, cause we know he has a side chick. It's what rappers do, Kylie. Then again, she's a billionaire, so she's still winning. What did you think of that move of hanging out with Tyga? That was unexpected. Plot twist. I love it, Kris Jenner. I love it. And while everybody wants us to believe that this split is not permanent, I think the writing is on the wall. And there have even been reports that they've agreed to 50-50 custody of Stormi, their daughter, which I don't understand because they were never legally married, and this arrangement is not legally bound by any court because they haven't gone to court. It's just an informal arrangement. If I'm Kylie Jenner, even if I still care about Travis Scott, and even if I think he's a good dad, I'm not going to want him to have 50-50 custody. I mean, unless, I don't know. I was going to say unless she's a bad mom, but I don't know. In this day and age, what is common? Like in a typical traditional divorce, is there such a thing as this is what's common practice? Is it 50-50? I thought it was still, like the mom or whomever may be the better parent. Usually there is kind of a better parent, whoever could provide a more stable home. I thought that they got more like 60-40 or 65-35. I don't know, because that's just what I thought. I'm not a lawyer or a judge. I'm not speaking based on information. I don't have to worry about that. I'm not splitting custody with anybody. Let me know in the comments section if you've recently been divorced or if you know anybody who's been divorced and what that situation looked like. But that's what Kylie and Travis agreed to, and I would not be surprised if Travis and Kylie get back together by Monday. This weekend, we will see them out and about in Los Angeles very publicly. I'm calling it now. Oh, yeah. But, it's also being reported by People magazine that they have trust issues. I'm like, duh. I still remember earlier this year when Travis Scott deleted his Instagram because Kylie Jenner saw that he was DMing girls. Once the trust is broken, it's really hard to repair. It can be done, but like I just said a couple of minutes ago, when you're a rapper or a basketball player, it's even harder to rebuild that trust. And the fact that Travis is on tour, has been touring and away from home, that's also been a source of frustration for Kylie. Wah, wah. But I just want to share the positive vibes with you all. I am sending you good energy, my fam. I love you. And I am sending extra good energy to the Curly Whisperer. Thank you to the Curly Whisperer. Thank you to Fiona Judd Cooper. Thank you to Sin Lippold. Is that Sin Chaos? Sin Chaos? I love you. I'm pretty sure it's the same fierce Fram member who bought merch recently. Also, I love you, Tara Jenkins and Shane Smith. Thank you for the great advice yesterday about Patreon, Shane. And Holly Klein, I love ya. And Roxanne, I have to say that every time. They all super chatted me yesterday. That means they hit the dollar icon during the premiere. Thank you. If you want to donate, give me $1. It would be appreciated. I kindly accept donations, and they go towards my private school for the kids and my mortgage and yada, yada, yada. And I'm doing it all myself. All right. You guys, Tana Mongeau Paul. Is she still Tana Paul? I don't even know. I'm shocked they haven't. They were never even together in the first place. But Tana Mongeau has been spending more time with Miley Cyrus's little sister Noah these days than she has with Jake Paul. And I love it. These two are hot messes together and have been very public in they're in a relationship now. Good on them. I approve. That has the Perez Hilton stamp of approval. Okay, did you guys see when Joaquin Phoenix was just on Jimmy Kimmel Live? I will have the link down below for you to watch it if you haven't, because my manager and I were texting. There is debate. Some people think it's real. Some people think it wasn't real. There was allegedly a not a gag reel. There was allegedly a piece of footage shown from the new Joker movie where Joaquin Phoenix chewed out a crew member. Joaquin's publicist said that that was all a setup and not real. My manager thinks it's real. I don't even know what to believe. I'm inclined to believe the publicist, because do I really think the director Todd Phillips would throw his actor under the bus like that? Maybe Joaquin said all of that in character, but the guy maybe never even made up the share rumors. Does that make sense? He might have just said that. I don't know. I'm believing the publicist. Do you think it was real, that clip, or not? Let me know in the comments section or the live chat. Also, did you guys see that story about that middle school student who lied about having her dreadlocks cut by these 3 white boys? Well, a lot of people were making comparisons between her story and JUSSIE SMOLLETT. And JUSSIE has had enough. The disgraced Empire actor responded to somebody that left a comment on Instagram saying, "With all due respect, brother, y'all can clown me all you want, but my story has actually never changed and I haven't lied about a thing. Y'all can continue to be misinformed, internalized sheep who believe what actual proven liars feed you, or you can read the actual docs. Either way, I'ma be all right. I know me and what happened. You don't. So carry on. All love." I'm too tired being awesome to believe your BS, JUSSIE SMOLLETT. Hydration. You guys, you're so amazing. I love you. I'm shaking my head in disbelief that I have such an amazing group of friends and family in you. So just thank you again. I want to send a big hug to Marie Osmond. Have you guys been watching Marie on The Talk? She is phenomenal and bringing so much to the show. I love how 110% open she is with her heart. She's a good, decent person. And that is rare to come by in this day and age. In a recent episode of The Talk, Marie opened up about her son whose life ended tragically short, took his own life as a result of bullying. And she's got proof, text messages that these 3 men sent her son, which you could take legal action against those guys. But Marie decided not to. She says that they know what they did, and in my heart, they have to live with that consequence. And that's kind of where I have stayed on it. Would you guys have gone to the authorities if you had proof that people were bullying your child who ended up, doing that just heartbreaking thing? I would go to the authorities. I would try. I don't even want to contemplate it, actually. I don't want to contemplate it. I've been feeling so not as bad as I did last week. Last week was a draining week. This week has just been more of a but things will get better. I mean, the holidays are right around the corner. All right. Let's move on to some positive news. Despite all the salaciousness and headlines from Demi Moore's book, People magazine, which I have said repeatedly, I think is very reputable, they claim that Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis' marriage remains super strong and their bond is intact. Good, because the Ashton of 10 years ago is not the Ashton of today. Clearly. Or maybe he is. You think Mila Kunis likes to engage in group fun like Demi Moore did with Ashton? I don't care if they do. They probably do. Or not, I don't know. But there's nothing wrong with doing whatever you want to do to spice it up for yourselves. It's important to spice it up for yourselves if you've been married and together for a long time, because I think that intimacy and that kind of connection is important. At least once a month. You guys. I love you. I also want to send the positive energy to Matthew Knowles. The father of Beyonce has revealed that he has breast cancer. 1% of all people diagnosed with breast cancer are men. And just sending healing to him. But thankfully, healing has come to JWoww's son, Grayson, whom she has revealed is on the autism spectrum. I want to try to use the correct terminology. I don't want to mislabel him. She says that he and specialists have been working with him for 30 hours a week, and he has been doing so much better. So that was very beautiful for me to hear. And finally, you guys, I have to do not that this is short, it's, right now I'm at 17 minutes, but I've got to go do some research now, because when I'm done with today's recap video, I am going to go downtown to film I Love the 70s, something like that, for Access TV. You know how they used to have all those shows on VH1? I don't think it's called I Love the 70s, because that would probably be copywritten, but it's kind of like that. I'm going to be doing some talking head work, but about the 70s, and I was only born in 78. So I wasn't alive for most of the 70s, and for the last 2 years, I was still a baby practically. So I want to make sure that I'm well-read and informed, so I give the best of me possible and the best performance. So thank you to my podcast co-host, Chris Booker, who hooked this up. He got me the gig. I appreciate you, Booker. That was really awesome of you. And finally, Demi Lovato has been enjoying a trip to Israel. She was there as a guest of the country, which they do a lot, and got baptized again in the River Jordan and called the trip absolutely magical. She says, "I am an American singer. I was raised Christian and have Jewish ancestors. When I was offered an amazing opportunity to visit the places I'd read about in the Bible growing up, I said yes. There is something absolutely magical about Israel. I've never felt such a sense of spirituality or connection to God, something I've been missing for a few years now. Spirituality is so important to me. To be baptized in the Jordan River, the same place Jesus was baptized, I've never felt more renewed in my life. I have been to Israel 3 times, and I've got to say, I 100% agree with Demi Lovato. In Tel Aviv, not so much, because, a lot of Tel Aviv still is very historical, and when you go to the Holocaust Museum and you visit this place and see that, but when you're in Jerusalem, I have never felt a spiritual, energetic vibration as strong and powerful as being there in the Great Wall, the Western Wall, just walking around the city of Jerusalem. I I hope to go back to Israel again. I've been 3 times. I love it. It was powerful, and I highly, like Demi, agree. Absolutely magical, and I encourage everybody to visit. Yeah, there you go. I'm not afraid to say that. You know, have they or do they do things that maybe people disagree with? Sure, but so does America. So does every country. I don't think that, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to visit America then because of Donald Trump. Whatever. That's silly, I think. You know, I would visit Cuba, even though I don't agree with everything they do, but I'm not going to because I'm afraid if I were to visit Cuba, that I would get put in jail. Because remember what I said about Fidel Castro and other things that I've said about the Castro brothers. All right, my fam, you are awesome too. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and leave a comment. Liking and commenting help my videos with engagement, and high engagement helps my videos be seen by people who don't subscribe to me, so it could get me new subscribers. Watching until the end like you are also really helps, so thank you. If you're new, hit that subscribe button here, the subscribe button on my family channel, The Perez Hilton. Make sure you got the notifications turned on. If anybody super chatted me during this chat, I love you. Make sure you get a personalized video greeting from me on Starsona at starsona.com/Perez Hilton. The link will be down below on YouTube. Also, sign up for my newsletter at PerezNewsletter.com. Listen to my podcast, The Perez Hilton Podcast with Chris Booker, on Apple Podcasts or directly at PerezPodcast.com. Follow me and the website across social media. We are Perez Hilton and The Perez Hilton everywhere from Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Snapchat, and TikTok. Read Perez Hilton every day, throughout the day. Share this video, and you just call out my name. And you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Don't you know, yeah, winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend.